And let's talk about Jonathan Majors. So I know the last time we talked, we was talking about that Jonathan Majors had worked on some movie that was being produced from the Daily Wire, which is owned by that whiny nasal nose queen. Um, with the noodle dick. What's his name? Ben Shapiro. And there's some guy that Dallas Sonier's Bonfire Legend. So they're behind this action film. They said that it's untitled, but what I'm hearing, it is a sequel to a movie called Run Hide Fight, which the only time I know about Run Hide Fight is every year at Madison Square Garden, we have to watch a video about if we in a situation where people come in with pow pows blazing, you gotta run, you gotta hide, and if you need to, you gotta fight. So that apparently they made a movie on that and it did okay at the box office or wherever they played it. And so now Jonathan Majors is working on this new movie and there was footage of him falling through a damn window. And I actually got the footage. So let me set up the scenario for a second before we get to said footage. So they said just over a week after several crew members walked off the South Carolina set for Jonathan Majors' upcoming action film, more details about the safety concerns that led to the strike have emerged. Now, Jonathan Major's career, as y'all know, took a major hit in late 2023 when he was found guilty of putting paws on that white woman, that he was dating, where they basically hit him with third-degree assault as well as harassment. Now, in addition to being sentenced to 1 year of DV counseling, he was also dropped from many projects, including the Dennis Rodman movie, which I'm trying to believe who they say was going to be playing Dennis Rodman. Latique Stanfield, I believe they said was going to be playing him, which kind of makes sense because I could definitely see Tariq playing him. I mean, Latique. I said Tariq because I'm thinking of Tariq, the other guy, from Reminders of Him and him and Reminders of Him. That's a sequel. So oh yeah, and he was supposed to come back as King the Conqueror, which y'all know they went and scrapped all that and decided, oh God, we're stuck. It's kind of like they had themselves a Scream 7 moment. So it was like, oh, we had these initial plans. Now what do we do? Go back to basics. So let's go. Like they had to go and scrape the bottom of the barrel. I was like, oh, let's bring back, and there's no shade to Nev Campbell, but let's bring back Nev Campbell to Scream because they love her and nostalgia, and we gotta bring it. And look, it ended up being a huge hit for them. Now they had to do that with Robert Downey Jr. as freaking Doctor Doom, which I'm still kind of side-eyeing that choice. But that's what they went. I'm willing to have an open mind. We'll see. So now they mentioned in recent weeks, Majors has been filming an upcoming untitled action movie from the Daily Wire and Bonfire Legend. That said, words come in that the actor fell out a window during the filming of the flick, and that's just the tip of the proverbial iceberg when it comes to the problems this production is reportedly facing. Now we'll get into what the issues are that's going behind the scenes because Deadline got the exclusive video of them showing Jonathan Majors and J.C. Kilcoyne, his co-star in the film, falling out a window while performing in a scene. And according to sources who spoke with the outlet, they said the accident happened after an unsecured sheet of tempered glass was put in place that was going to be shattered in a stunt film later that didn't involve any actors. Majors and Kilcoyne, as well as the sheet of glass, fell about 6 feet. So clearly, y'all working on a movie set, don't know dick about stunt work, don't know what the hell y'all doing. Y'all just think that y'all can just get like put money behind a set, get a bunch of people to work on things, and set up a scenario, have a couple of cameras, and then just start filming like guerrilla style. And that's why unions and things in places like IATSE is in place, which they've been boycotting and striking on this film because y'all are going about things the wrong way. So let's get to that clip in case y'all haven't seen it. And we will come back and we will talk. Please hold. So you see him there, the only black person in the shot.
And camera set. Here we go, guys. Ready? In three,
He got the
two,
gun.
one, action. No!
Yeah, so they fell back, and then they both went out the window.
Yeah. Good? I'm good. You good?
I'm good, right?
Did we shoot it?
We shot it.
Use it. I'm good.
We're okay.
I'm good.
guys.
I'm good. Good.
So they basically say, "Are you good?" and then telling them to use the footage. And I'm sitting there like, so y'all just willing to just be I just feel like at this point with Jonathan Majors, he just so happy to be on a set and getting work because he been out here on the struggle bus as an actor that he's just gonna put up with whatever it is that they got going on over there and think that's okay. Like, what if you weren't okay and glass went into and fractured an artery and you ended up not in the union no more? Then all of a sudden Megan Good, I almost said Megan Fox, Megan Good is a damn widow. Then what you gonna do? File a lawsuit, sue Ben Shapiro, wannabe Hollywood ass? Because what people don't know this about Ben Shapiro, once upon a time, probably not that long ago, maybe it was long ago. Ben Shapiro wanted to be a screenwriter. He was a failed screenwriter, couldn't hack it in Hollywood. This is why when you see a lot of these so-called conservatives that are very anti-Hollywood and don't like the movie industry or say all that crazy liberal whatever when it comes to Hollywood, which trust to believe, there's a lot of people that work in Hollywood that are far more conservative than you realize. But they put on this facade that they're, very liberal, very open-minded, that sort of thing. A lot of them are not. But when you see like a lot of these bitter Bettys, like the, you know, Megyn Kelly's man face looking ass, and then you see Ben Shapiro with that nasally, annoying ass, whiny voice of his, where they sit and they say all this shit about Hollywood. It's like because y'all couldn't hack it, because you couldn't make it in the business, and you're bitter about it. So y'all have to find other ways of getting around the situation in order to have some kind of proximity to the industry. So one source claimed that Kilcoyne required stitches all over his hand. Afterwards, and another crew member claimed that when they arrived on set later to reset the scene, nobody mentioned anything about people falling out a window. It seemed weird to me. While reps for Majors did not return Deadline's request for comment, reps for Kilcoyne said that he is doing well and was taken care of immediately by production, and that he didn't feel unsafe on the set and continues to have a positive experience working on the project. Well, that's code for you're not going to rock the boat. You need a gig. Y'all need a job. You're not going to say anything remotely against the situation. Well, if you're saying that now, I don't want to hear years later when y'all backs up against the wall and he's called out and situations happen that, oh, I was feeling away and now I want to cut. No, bitch, because you said that you was fine. You said there was no issues. So don't come years later, all of a sudden trying to move the goalposts because now you want a piece of the pie, like you moving on up to the east side. So as already stated, they said this is just one of the many issues that are reportedly popped up during the filming of the Daily Wire movie. Other examples include crew members having no meetings with department heads or writer-director Kyle Rankin about complex stunts or the use of prop firearms. And y'all remember how Brandon Lee passed away from getting a gun on set and remember the whole situation with the woman, what was she, a cinematographer, whatever the case was, that was on that movie with Alec Baldwin? Did that movie ever come out? I don't even remember if that movie actually was released. I think it might have been, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. The Western that everybody was calling him a Red Rummer. So yeah, so they got the what was it? The prop firearms, the crew protesting when scenes were originally going to be shot in a building that was found to contain black mold, and concern over the movie's special effects supervisor, Chris Bailey, who was sentenced to probation for illegally possessing explosive materials on a Savannah movie set. What in the ghetto as fuck movie set is going on? Because this is a mess. This is why I said everybody cannot be out here just making movies willy-nilly and not thinking that there's a lot of protocols that have to be put in place, especially if you're doing an action film. You can't just do that shit guerrilla style. This ain't the 80s or the 90s, because they used to do crazy stuff like the stuff that you could get away with back in the day. You cannot do that now. They said it's gotten bad enough that on March 26th, the IATSE, International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, called for a general strike on this Jonathan Majors fronted movie because of these labor issues and safety concerns. Dallas Sonnier, who runs Bonfire Legends, said in a statement that these producers have no intention of negotiating for a collective bargaining agreement with the IATSE. He claims that these strikers are trying to sabotage the few people who are still producing. We don't negotiate. Really? We don't negotiate with communists? Y'all sound dumb as fuck. So now Jonathan Majors movie isn't officially titled. Deadline has heard it's actually called, as I told y'all before, Run, Hide, Fight. Well, I said part 2, but they said Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels, and is an anthology sequel to Kyle Rankin's 2020 movie, Run, Hide, Fight. The story is also allegedly taking influence from action movies like Red Dawn and Toy Soldiers. You know, it's so sad to see how the mighty has fallen. Jonathan Majors was such a good actor. He had so much promise. I remember when I saw him on that the first time I came across someone like a Jonathan Majors, I watched him in that show that was on HBO. What was it called? With Journey Smollett. And I think wasn't Coleman Domingo on that show too? It was this black rooted series, very much like a supernatural series, whatever. I liked the show when it was on for that one season. I was mad when they canceled it, but and then he showed promise in Creed 3. Then he's been in other films, Magazine Dreams. So I always liked seeing Jonathan Majors in lots. I didn't like his Kang because I felt like the way that they wrote him was just stupid. I just didn't like how they worked on that character. But um it was just sad. It's just sad to see like this is where your career is, and this is the only way that you can get a gig. I'm sure there've been other ways that you can go out there and get work, but not in a situation where you willing to put your life in danger and possibly end up no longer in the union because you're working on these ununionized movies. And to my, you ain't negotiating with communists. Yeah, okay, you be negotiating with somebody when one of your stars ends up dead from y'all not following the right protocol. But anyway, that's the latest on that story. I will definitely have more on that as it develops. But in the meantime, I definitely want to hear from you all. What do you guys think of this messy story regarding John the Majors? And I showed y'all the footage of him falling out the window. Yeah, I'm good. So, of course, what else is he going to say? You motherfuckers. How dare you not make sure all this stuff is about? Like, I would have loved to have seen a temper tantrum because, you know, these actors do be given that when they're on these sets. But you always got to act like you a team player because you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to say anything crazy, or you don't want to lose an opportunity of like down the road you won't get another gig nowhere, because this is unfortunately in the situation he's in where he's not getting booked for anything. He probably looks at this is as good as it's gonna get in regards of the movie department, of him being able to do what he loves, which is the act. So, but then I'm like, you couldn't have gone like go to Cuba Gooding Jr. route, do those straight to Hulu, washed up action movies. So maybe you could have went into that direction. But of all people, you working with some damn Ben Shapiro, really? Okay. I guess all money is good money in that department. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.